So I feel like this is one of the things I'm really gonna regret doing later. Hello everyone, my name is Shelby. Welcome back to my channel, Grace with Books. Today I'm going to be trying, or at least attempting, to finish 3 books in one day. Yes, over the course of the next 24 hours, I'm going to attempt to finish 3 lovely books that I have already started. The idea came to me this morning when I was on my Goodreads account and saw, for the first time ever, I was reading 3 books at once. I never do that. I like to read one book at once because it helps me focus on it, but I guess somehow I just caught up reading 3 books. So I thought that tomorrow I literally have nothing to do. I have no classes, all my homework is done. I literally have no plans on my calendar. So I figured that would be the perfect time to attempt to finish these 3 books. It is currently 6:30. Technically, I'm not gonna start reading, I think, until 11, and I'm gonna go from 11 tonight to 11 tomorrow night. I don't intend for this to be a full 24-hour readathon. I love my sleep. I'm not gonna stay up the whole night. I just mean that over the course of the next 24 hours, I intend on finishing the 3 books that I'm about to tell you about. The first book that I hope to finish is Eight Will Fall by Sarah Harrian. This is a book I got in the December Fairy Loot box. I'm currently 29% of the way in, and the book tells the story of 8 empaths who live in a kingdom where magic is outruled, but when this dark energy or this dark force starts to creep out from the underground, the queen sends these 8 empaths on a trek to stop whatever darkness is hurling beneath the surface. So it's super good so far. There are some content warnings, so just like violence and things like that. I'm only, as I said, like 29% in, so I haven't gotten to a lot of that yet, but I definitely want to try to finish this book. The next book I would like to finish over the next day is Hamlet by Shakespeare. This is a reread. I don't think I've ever read it and put it on Goodreads, but I have read it before. I'm currently reading it for a production of it I am working on in the spring, so I thought a recap would be good. I am only 6% of the way into this. I read the first few acts or scenes. I read the first few scenes and then I stopped, but I do want to finish reading and annotating this by tomorrow as well. Finally, the third book I want to finish over the next day is Creedence by Penelope Douglas. I have it on my phone as an ebook. It's hard to see with my lighting, but there it is. Creedence is an adult romance book, so not for the youngins who might be watching. Lots of explicit stuff, but I love Penelope Douglas. I loved The Birthday Party by her and Punk 57, and I'm actually 50% of the way into Creedence, so definitely the one I've made the most progress in, and hopefully I will finish that one as well. So this is like a 3-book, 1-day reading vlog. I will start right at 11, so this is sort of just like an introduction so I can just start reading and don't have to do an introduction at 11. So yeah, I'm really excited to read and finish these. I'm also terrified because while I have the whole day to read, I'm really afraid I'm gonna get distracted, but we'll see. I'm really planning for this to be very cozy, very relaxing, just a pure reading day. So let's hope that's how it turns out. And I will be back to check in at 11 when we start reading. Hi friends, so it is 11 and I have decided to tonight read Eight Will Fall by Sarah Harrian to start off this 24-hour readathon. So my goal is to get at least 2, 3, or 4 chapters in and then probably go to bed because I had a long day today, and then finish the rest of it in the morning. I am setting an alarm for myself at 9 a.m. I think, or 8 a.m. depending on what time I finish reading tonight. And I'll start right then finishing this book and the other 2. As I said before, I think I'm on chapter 11 right now, so that's about 20% into the book. So I would love to get a little bit more towards halfway by the end of the night and then finish it first thing tomorrow morning. So let's get started with that. And I'm just gonna do some reading and I'll check back in with you guys later. So sounds good. So I just read about 9 chapters and 80 pages of It Will Fall. It actually has taken me over the halfway point, so that's pretty exciting. It's not that long of a book. And what I'm finding interesting about it is that this book takes place in these underground caverns called the Reach. I hate being underground. It terrifies me every time I take like the metro or subway. I have to like take a deep breath. And I think it's so interesting that just reading about going underground, the language is so descriptive that I'm starting to like feel it. I feel like I'm in that trapped position that the characters are in. I feel like walls are caving in on me. So that's props to the writer. As much as I hate feeling that fear, it is amazing that her words can entice that emotion from me. So it makes the book and the stakes seem all that more realistic, which is really interesting. So yeah, it's currently like 12 o'clock right now, so I think I am going to put this down for the night, and I will probably pick it up tomorrow morning. As I said before, I'm going to set an alarm clock probably for like 8:30, and we'll get some breakfast and lots of coffee, and we will finish It Will Fall and then move on to either Creedence by Penelope Douglas or Hamlet. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, you guys. I just woke up and got dressed, obviously, and now I am going to go make some coffee, which is sorely needed this morning, and we are going to try to finish It Will Fall. So I think just for a change of space, I'm going to try reading in the living room. I think I'm going to like light a candle. It'll be nice, and yeah, we're going to try to get through the last about 200 pages of this book. So it is currently, where did my phone go? Got it. Okay, so it is currently 9 right now. So let's go try to read and we will finish this up. So I'm definitely starting to see where the content warnings are coming into play here. There is some very graphic violence in these parts, along with like character death and things like that, and that's all advertised before you even like start the book, so it's not a spoiler. But it's graphic and slightly gross, but it's good. It's just gross. You know, this dust jacket is just making things too hard. I mean, it's so pretty. It has some artwork on the inside, but it's just making things too hard. So we're gonna take that off. I finished It Will Fall. Oh my goodness. I do think that given the ending, it is a standalone, in which case it did have a very satisfying ending, I feel. Was it like a 5-star read? I don't think so. It was really good, very good descriptive language, nice character development, but I don't know, like I enjoyed it, but not overwhelmingly. So I'm not sure right now, but it's definitely in the 3.5, 4-star range. I think I'm leaning more towards 3.5, but not for anything that the book is bad. It just sort of wasn't my cup of tea. So yeah, so I'm gonna go log this into my Goodreads and my bullet journal, and we will get started on the next book, which I think we're gonna do Hamlet. And this is gonna sound so weird, but part of me wants to get like halfway through Hamlet, finish Creedence, and then read the last half of Hamlet, because the thing I'm doing with Hamlet is I'm also annotating it as I go, more like highlighting certain passages and things like that. So I think it will take longer. So I think a good idea was to read a bunch of it and then take a break to like get out of that space and read something more fun like Creedence, which is a romance, and then go back to the Hamlet annotating thing. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go write that down in my bullet journal and we will go read. So So we are at my desk now because I find it's usually easier for me to read books like Hamlet when I'm like annotating on a flat surface. So we are doing that on my desk. She's a big one. She's a big one, and I'm only this far of the way through, and honestly most of it is just like exposition and like explanations of Shakespeare's theater. So the actual text doesn't start until a lot of the way through. So yeah, I'm literally on Act 1, Scene 1. So we have a while to go. So I'm just sort of just gonna set my timer for like an hour and see how much I can get through of reading this massive play. And as I said before, I'm gonna be highlighting as I go along, making notes, things like that. Yeah, and what I like about this specific edition of Hamlet is that on the side, this is the Folger Shakespeare edition, and on the side it has explanations of words that modern audiences may not know from Shakespearean times, and it has sort of explanations of certain things. So that's nice, like when you don't understand something you can look over and they'll have it. And yeah, so that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna be some annotating. So as I'm reading, I just sort of came to me that some people may not know what Hamlet's about. I just assumed Hamlet is such a Shakespearean institution that despite my reading it, I already know what happens. I already know how everything is gonna play out, because it's just something that, you know, everyone knows, but that's not okay for me to assume that. So I'm gonna give you guys a really quick summary of Hamlet. Hamlet tells the story about Hamlet, who is the son of the deceased king of Denmark, and the ghost of his father, who was murdered, tells Hamlet to avenge his death by killing this new king. Meanwhile, the king is also plotting to kill Hamlet, so it's this whole thing of killing and madness and ghosts and revenge, all wrapped up in the true nature of a Shakespearean tragedy. And if you know Shakespeare, you know that his comedies end with a marriage and his tragedies end with, well, death. So that's like the overall plot of Hamlet. There's a bunch of different subplots. So many authors over the years have created spin-offs and things like that. So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead by Tom Stoppard is a play that is based off two minor characters from Hamlet, which is so cool. Yeah, that's like a little mini summary of Hamlet. I hope you now know something new today, and if you already know what Hamlet was, good job. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep reading and annotating. I think I'm going to stop at Act 3, and then I think I should basically be in the halfway point, and that's when I will go start reading Creedence by Penelope Douglas, and maybe at some point I will go get lunch, because lunch is important and I'm hungry. So I got to halfway of Hamlet. I believe I only have like 160 pages left. So that's great. Now for lunch. I don't really want to drive anywhere, and basically all like dining halls and campus restaurants close so early on the weekends. It's ridiculous. So I think I'm going to have to walk to Med Deli. It's this Mediterranean deli that has the best food, and you know, it's good. I'll get outside, I'll be out of my room, and I'll get some fresh air. So those are all positives. So yeah, I think we're gonna go to Med Deli, get some stuff to go, come back here, get a few more scenes in of Hamlet. Now that I'm reading it, I sort of just want to finish it instead of taking a break. I don't want to lose this momentum I have with it going. So I'm gonna read until I'm tired of it when we get back, and then we will start finishing up Creedence, because I'm already 50% of the way through Creedence. It's the book I have the least amount to do in, so I definitely wanted to finish these bigger chunks first, if that makes sense. So yeah, my battery is on its last legs, so we will be charging that while I'm away. And yeah, so yeah, we made a pretty good headway through Hamlet. Okay, so we are going to go to get lunch. It's literally like 52 degrees out, so which is horrible because it's winter, but it is what it is. I got my Harry Potter socks on. Look at those cuties. Oh yeah. And we're gonna go walk to lunch. Okay, so I have my lunch. and I'm gonna show you guys what I got because it's just so good. Okay. So first thing that I got were these 2 little containers with tzatziki in them, which is like a yogurt-based sauce, which is so addictive. I could honestly eat them with a spoon, but I won't. And those are like unlimited there, so you can really take as many as you want home, and I've done it before. I also got a spanakopita, which I'm gonna heat up because they don't. But yeah, it's just like dough filled with like spinach and cheese and stuff, so really good. There it is. I'll probably heat that up because, as I said, it's cold and I don't like it that way. Oh no! Oh dear, I asked for a 1/4 pound of this. Maybe they just couldn't fit it into the 1/4 pound box. So this is supposed to be a 1/4 pound of tomato mozzarella salad. They did not put it in that container though. Is there a receipt? No, there's no receipt. And then I also got a 1/2 pound of pesto pasta. And the wonderful thing about all of this food is that it was only $10 total. So obviously I'm sure you can tell why college students like the place, because it's super cheap, healthy, good food. So I'm gonna go warm up that spanakopita and we're going to keep reading Hamlet and eating. Yes. To be or not to be? That is the question. I finished my lunch and I just got to that very famous paragraph of Hamlet. So that's fun. I put a big giant star next to it. And yeah, so you know, we're making real good progress. It is currently almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get through a few more scenes of Act 3 and then maybe we'll switch over to Creedence. So also, because I'm hilarious, the bookmark I'm using says happily ever after on it, and it's from Fandom Honeybees. And I think it's funny because obviously it's a Shakespearean tragedy. There is no happy ending. So I have moved to the bed, obviously, and that is because I need to take a break from the depressing Hamlet and start reading Creedence by Penelope Douglas. I have this book on ebook on my iBook account, and so therefore I will actually be reading it on my computer. And I just wanted to lay down and relax while doing that, so that's nice. That's what we're doing as I'm getting it set up. As I've mentioned before, Creedence is an adult romance. It is not for the youngins. It is about a girl who lost her family and is sent to live with her step-uncle and 2 step-cousins that she never knew existed. Penelope Douglas is wonderful at writing romance. I think that she takes things that society would normally dictate taboo or inappropriate and just writes them in such an accepting way. Yeah, and you're trying to figure out which of these 3 guys she's gonna end up with. Adult romance is a genre that I really like, but I'm usually very embarrassed to talk about it. My taste in books is very eclectic. I love young adult, but I'm also starting to get into the more older adult romance books because I love romance. I'm a hopeless one. One of my things this year is that I'm not going to be ashamed of what I like to read. If I want to read an adult romance book, I'm going to read an adult romance book, and I'm going to put that book on Goodreads. And I think last year I didn't put some of the books I read on Goodreads because I was afraid or self-conscious about it. So that's not what we're doing this year. This year I am owning up to what I enjoy, and it's really booktubers like Chandler Ainsley. If you've ever seen her videos, she is a big advocate for romance, and watching her videos this past year has inspired me to really come out with my love of adult romance. So thank you, Chandler, so much. Totally check out her videos. They're amazing. They might sway you into the world of romance as well. And yeah, so I'm going to read the book on here, and oh, the color just changed for a second. Sorry about that. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm on chapter 17 right now, and I'm gonna try to get as much done as I possibly can. I tend to read faster on my computer. I don't know why, but I don't know. So we're gonna get started. Yes. Hi, it's been a while since I updated. It is currently 5:30 and I finished Creedence. It took me a little while longer than I thought it would. There was just a lot of stuff happening plot-wise that I was really like honing in on and like taking my time with to process, so it took a little longer, but I finished it. It was so good. Just that ending, highly recommend if you are a fan of adult romance. It was just Penelope Douglas. She knows how to write a good romance book. Anyway, that just leaves us with about 130 pages left of Hamlet, and I have 6 hours to do so. So that's really great. So I think my brain hurts from reading. So I'm going to take a little break, probably do some work on my computer, writing blog posts and things like that. And then I will hunker down and focus on this big boy. So yes, let's do that. I look so gross, but you know, who am I trying to impress here? So as I said before, I put on a sweatshirt first of all because I wanted to feel cozy, and second, as I'm taking my little reading break before finishing up Hamlet, I'm actually gonna go have dinner now. My roommate and I are doing leftover night with an added bonus of the live action Aladdin, which is now on Disney Plus, which is so exciting because that's like my recent favorite movie to watch. So we're gonna watch Mina Massoud and Naomi Scott Be Fabulous, and after that I will probably read. So let's go watch Aladdin. Hi everyone, and welcome to cram time. It is 10 o'clock, so we have about 1 hour left of this readathon and 120 pages to read and annotate of Hamlet. So can I do it? Can I accomplish this goal? We will see, because it is crunch time and we're just going to do nothing but read and annotate for this entire hour, and hopefully I will get it before that 24-hour mark, and this 24-hour reading vlog will actually be successful, but you know, who freaking knows. So let's just get right into it. I don't know why I'm rambling. I really should be annotating. Yes. So we have about 30 more pages to go, which is absolutely insane. This story is just so absolutely insane. I forgot how crazy Shakespeare was in general. It's been a while since I delved into one of his plays. But yeah, Hamlet's crazy. Yeah. It is 10:38. And I have finished 3 books within 24 hours. Oh my god. I honestly can't believe it. I just finished Hamlet, and it was as crazy and delusional and wacky as I remember. I just posted my review on Goodreads, and I have been posting all my reviews today, so go check them out if you're interested. Hamlet can definitely be dry and dull at sometimes, but it's so important, so I definitely recommend that even if you don't pick up and read the whole thing like I did, read a SparkNotes summary or read something, because it is such a staple in theater and literature, so you should at least have a base knowledge of Hamlet. But anyway, I can't believe I just did that. My Goodreads challenge is happy with me. It says I am 1 book ahead of schedule, which is awesome because I've been behind so far this year. In total, I read about 720 pages, which is a lot. 720 pages across these 3 books, and that's just mind-blowing to me. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this 24-hour reading vlog. Well, almost 24 hours since it's 10:40, but we're gonna smudge it a bit. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification bell to get updates on when I post. I post every single Monday and Thursday. Yes, it's exhausting, but I love doing it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye!